You all right, babe?
The door was locked in the room. Yeah. And...
Okay, can you sit right here for me?
These are the two daughters of 28-year-old Ashley Fish. In just a few moments, they're going to lead the officer to their mother's lifeless body in the bathroom.
Eggs were burning and she's in there.
On April 7, 2022, law enforcement in DeRidder responded to a 911 call from a man who stated he had just shot his girlfriend.
Hi, I need to turn myself in to the police.
Okay.
I don't know how to do this.
Are you wanted? Do you have an active warrant?
No, I just committed a crime.
Okay, what crime did you commit?
I shot somebody.
Okay, where are you located?
I'm at Burke's Outlet in DeRidder. I'm in the parking lot, and I just am going to wait here to get picked up.
Okay, who did you shoot?
A woman,
Okay, what is her name?
Ashley Fish.
The caller identified himself as Tyler Neal Derekowski. The victim was 28-year-old Ashley Fish. From the beginning, the central issue in this case was clear. Was the shooting an accident during a struggle, as Derekowski claimed, or was it an intentional act? Over the next 2 years, investigators, forensic experts, and a jury would examine the evidence closely. Most this is a reconstruction of the case based on court records and trial testimony. At approximately midday, Derekowski contacted emergency dispatch. During the call, he admitted he had shot Ashley Fish. He did not request medical assistance for her. Instead, he informed dispatch that he had left the residence and was waiting in a nearby parking lot to turn himself in. This detail later became significant during trial proceeding. When officers arrived at the residence on North Ridge Drive, they encountered Ashley's children inside the home. They were unharmed.
You all right, babe?
The door was locked in the room. Yeah. And...
Okay, can you sit right here for me?
Yes.
Is anybody in there?
No. My sisters are inside right there. Yeah.
Okay.
And we got my mommy. The eggs were burning and she's in there.
Okay, y'all come in here. Come right here.
No, I don't want to go.
Come here. Stay in here. Stay in here.
Inside a bathroom, officers located Ashley Fish lying on her left side. There was a visible pool of blood around her head. Her cell phone remained in her right hand. A semi-automatic handgun and a magazine were found on the bathroom vanity nearby. A holster was later located in the bedroom. Investigators documented the scene carefully, according to testimony presented at trial. There were no visible signs of a violent struggle in the bathroom. There was no overturned furniture. There was no significant property damage. There were no apparent defensive injuries observed on Derekowski at the time of arrest. These observations would later be weighed against his account of events. During interviews with law enforcement, Derekowski stated that he and Ashley had been arguing. The argument involved custody-related tensions and communication with her ex-husband. Ashley allegedly produced a firearm. A struggle occurred. The gun discharged accidentally during that struggle. He characterized the shooting as either accidental or in self-defense. Investigators then worked to verify or contradict this account. Evidence introduced at trial showed that Ashley had exchanged messages with her ex-husband shortly before the incident. Its testimony indicated that Derekowski had threatened to contact the ex-husband during the argument. Prosecutors suggested the argument may have escalated due to relationship tension and custody disputes. Additionally, investigators noted that Derekowski's truck was packed with personal belongings at the time of the incident. Testimony suggested he had been preparing to leave the residence and potentially reconcile with his former spouse. The defense argued this detail was unrelated to intent. The prosecution argued it indicated pre-existing conflict and motive. The autopsy became a central piece of the case. The forensic pathologist determined that Ashley Fish died from a contact gunshot wound to the right side of her head. A contact wound means the muzzle of the firearm was pressed directly against the skin when discharged. During testimony, the medical examiner explained that contact wounds are generally inconsistent with accidental discharge during a chaotic physical struggle. This expert opinion directly challenged Derekowski's version of events. No forensic evidence presented at trial indicated a prolonged physical altercation in the bathroom. 4 children were inside the residence at the time of the shooting. None sustained physical injury. However, after the shooting, Derechowski left the residence, leaving the children inside the home with their deceased mother. As a result, U.S. prosecutors charged him with 4 counts of child abandonment, in addition to second-degree murder. This aspect of the case had significant emotional impact during trial proceedings. In March 2024, the case went before a jury. The prosecution argued that the totality of the evidence demonstrated intent, the contact nature of the wound, the absence of defensive injuries, the lack of physical signs of a struggle, the fact that Derechowski did not seek medical assistance in the packed vehicle suggesting imminent departure. The defense maintained that the state failed to prove specific intent beyond a reasonable doubt. They argued the shooting occurred during a heated confrontation and was not premeditated. Ultimately, the jury returned a unanimous verdict: guilty of second-degree murder, guilty on 4 counts of child abandonment. Under Louisiana law, second-degree murder carries a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Derechowski received that sentence. He later appealed the conviction, arguing insufficient evidence of intent. In early 2025, the appellate court affirmed the conviction, ruling that a rational jury could have concluded beyond reasonable doubt that the shooting was intentional. The sentence remained in place. The Ashley Fish case centered on a single critical question: accident or intent. Derechowski acknowledged firing the fatal shot, but forensic findings, scene documentation, and an expert testimony contradicted his explanation of how it happened. In the end, the jury determined that the physical evidence carried greater weight than the defendant's account. Ashley Fish lost her life. 4 children were left without their mother, and the legal system concluded that the shooting was not accidental. The case remains a sobering example of how forensic science, digital evidence, and investigative detail can shape the outcome of a homicide prosecution. Cases like this remind us that in a courtroom, narratives are examined, but evidence is measured. If you value careful, fact-based true crime analysis grounded in court records and verified reporting, consider subscribing for future case breakdowns. New episodes focus on documented evidence, investigative procedure, and the legal decisions that follow. You can also leave a comment with cases you would like to see examined in depth. Thank you for watching.